Hello viewers, I am Renuka and today's lecture will be on classification of electric heating methods. In the last lecture we had studied about electric heating, its type and advantage and disadvantage. Now we will discuss in brief different types of electric heating. We will start with the first classification of power frequency heating, that is arc heating. When a high voltage is applied across the air gap, the air gets ionized under the electrostatic force and becomes the conducting medium. Current flows in this form of continuous spark, which is called as arc. A very high voltage is required to establish the arc across this air gap, but to maintain this arc, a small voltage should be sufficient. Alternatively, the arc can also be produced by short circuiting the two electrodes momentarily and then withdrawing them back. Arc produced between the two electrodes has a temperature of about 1000 to 3500 depending upon the material of electrodes. The use of this principle may be used in electric arc furnace. Usually the furnace is of cylindrical shape, but recently canonical shape has been used due to the advantage of large surface area per unit volume. Moreover, the canonical form consumes less power and has got reduced radiation loss and melting time. Thus, the arc chamber of the furnace consists of suitable acid or basic refractory lining supported on the metal frame. Each furnace is provided with the charging door and a tap hole for introducing the charge and taking out the molten metal. The electrodes project to the top of or the side of chamber and are arranged such a way that they are easy for replacement and adjustment. Electrodes used in the arc furnace are either made of copper or graphite. Graphite is mostly preferred over carbon electrode, which when the size of the furnace is small. The salient points of two types of electrodes: resistances. Owing to low resistivity of graphite, the size of graphite electrodes is reduced to half of the carbon electrode for the same current carrying, thus facilitating any easy replacement. Consumption. Graphite begins to oxidize at about 600 degrees Celsius, whereas carbon oxidizes at about 400 degrees Celsius, and thus the consumption of graphite electrodes is about one half of the carbon electrode. Evenness of heating. The larger the area of carbon electrodes means greater surface area of the charge covered by arc and consequently more uniform distribution of heat. On the other hand, the arc is brought near to the side of furnace, which tends to shorten the life of refractor lining. Next point is cost. Graphite electrodes cost about twice as per kg as carbon electrodes. So the saving due to the use of graphite is largely nullified, especially if the process is the one in which the electrode consumption is large. Thus the choice between the two type of electrodes depends upon its application. However, in general, for processes requiring large quantities of electrodes, carbon electrodes are used. Another type of furnace, arc furnace, can be classified into direct or indirect arc furnace. Direct arc furnace. In this type of furnace, the arc is formed between electrodes and the charge as shown in figure 1. In this type of furnace, charge acts as another electrodes and there are two carbon or graphite electrodes, and the charge is developed between these two places. Since in direct arc furnace the arc is in direct contact with the charge and the heat is also produced by current flowing through the charge itself, it can therefore be heated to the higher temperature. In case of single arc furnace, two electrodes are taken vertically down through the roof of the furnace to the surface of charge, whereas in case of three-phase arc furnace, three electrodes are put in the corner of the equivalent triangle and are used, which produces three arcs, and the charge itself thus forms a star point. The most common application of this type of furnace is for the production of steel. This is advantageous as compared to the cupola method of production of steel due to following reasons. By using this method, purer product can be obtained as referring process can be easily controlled. Arc furnace can operate on 100% steel scrap, which is cheaper than pig iron, whereas cupola methods require a proportion of pig iron in the cupola charge. This is the reason why direct arc furnace are being even costlier but at initial as well as operating cost, but they are still preferred. Indirect arc furnace. In this type of furnace, arc is formed between two electrodes above the charge and the heat is transmitted to the charge solely by radiation. The temperature of the charge is in the indirect arc furnace is lower as compared to the direct arc furnace, since the heat is transmitted to it solely by radiation. As no current flows through the charge, there is no inherent stirring action, and the furnace must be rocked mechanically. This is the reason why cylindrical shape is adopted, with the electrodes projecting through the chamber at each and along the horizontal axis. With the electrodes projecting through the chamber at each and along the horizontal axis. This construction limits the number of electrodes to 2, and arc is produced by bringing the electrodes into solid contact and then withdrawing them. Power input to the indirect heating. Due to the indirect heating, the furnace is suitable for comparatively lower melting points, such as melting of non-ferrous metals. They are also used in metal foundries whose intermittent supply of molten metal is required. Resistance heating. It is also of two types: direct resistance and indirect resistance. In this direct resistance method, the current is passed through the substance to be heated. The resistance is offered by a offered by the substance to the flow of current, and it produces ohmic losses I square R, which results in heating of the substance. In other words, the metal to be heated is taken as resistance and current is passed through it. Material may be in the form of powder, piece or liquid. The electrodes in case of DC and single phase AC, or 3 electrodes in case of 3-phase AC, are immersed in the charge and connected to the supply. Current flows through the charge and heat is produced. This method has got high efficiency since heat produces in charge itself. This method of heat is employed in resistance welding, in electrodes boiler for heating water, and in salt bath furnace. See, this is direct heating, resistance heating. Application of this direct resistance heating. First is salt bath furnace. These salt bath furnace are mainly used for the purpose of tempering, quenching and hardening of steel tools. The advantage of salt bath heating are rapidly, uniformly and selective localized heating combined with the production from oxidization. This type of furnace consists of a bath of same salt as sodium chloride and 2 electrodes immersed in it. When the current is passed through these electrodes immersed in the salt, heat is developed and the temperature of the salt may vary from 1000 to 1500 degrees Celsius depending upon the type of salt used. In this bath, the metal to be heated is dipped and necessary heat treatment is given to it. As DC would cause electrolysis of salt, therefore AC is used. In this method, it must ensure that the current flows through the salt and not through the job itself. Since the voltage required is of the order of 20 volt, therefore tap changing transformer is used. The second application is electrode boiler. It essentially consists of electrodes and water placed in the tank. When the supply is given to the electrodes, the current passes through the electrodes and then the water, and it produces heat. Heat is produced due to resistance offered by the water. The tank in which water is placed is solidly earth and connected to the earth. DC supply is not preferable as it results in electrolysis of water, which in turn results in evolution of H2 on the negative electrodes and oxygen at the positive electrodes. But the passage of AC hardly results in evolution of gas, but it heats the water and thus AC is recommended. Indirect heating. In this method, a current is passed through high resistive element known as heating element, which is placed either above or below the substance to be heated. The heat produced by heating element due to I square R is delivered to the material to be heated by one or more mode of transfer of heat, that is conduction, convection and radiation. In case of industry heating, where large amount of charge is to be heated, the heating element is kept in cylindrical surrounded by jacket containing the charge as shown below. This arrangement provides a uniform temperature control and can be provided in this case by presenting the time duration. This type of heating is used in room heater, immersion heaters, in bioelectric strip, and various type of resistance oven used in domestic and commercial cooking. Application of indirect resistance heating. First is resistance oven. It essentially consists of high resistive material through which electric current is passed, placed in the chamber made of heating insulating material. The element may be in the form of strip of or a wire which is placed on the top, bottom of the oven depending upon the circumstances. In certain type of ovens, two electrodes project from opposite wall of the oven and high current is passed through these electrodes. This type of oven is used when the high temperature is desirable. Shape and size of oven depends upon the nature of job. Resistance oven are used for various purposes such as heat treatment of metal, drying, baking of pottery material, cooking of food, etc. The temperature of the oven I2RT can be controlled by controlling voltage or current, time, resistance. Voltage can be varied by using tapping transformer for supply to the oven or by using series resistance so that some voltage drop across this series resistor. The automatic control of temperature can be obtained by providing thermostat, which operates a switch to off and on of the circuit as soon as temperature exceeds the fall below its adjusted value. In order to control the temperature by means of resistance, various series and parallel combinations are used for single phase supply and different star delta arrangement for three phase supply. Immersion water heater. Most of the electric water heating is done by immersion heaters, which consist of resistance coil placed in slotted cylinders of ceramic material. The material used for resistance coil is nichrome wire coated with magnesium oxide for preventing oxidization of element, which heats up the water due to I2R losses in it. I hope till now the different types of heating methods, electric heating methods, is clear to you. We'll continue with it in the next class. Till then, take care.